Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to learn how to make a heat map in OriginPro in really easy and simple way. Let's get started. So these are two heat maps, just the same data but different color and design. So I will show you how you can make a heat map in OriginPro. It's very simple, but before that I'll show you the data that I use for this graph was taken from this website. It has a you can just go to Kaggle and then you can use a data set from here. I took a data from here and they have like a bunch of data that you can use for as a practice, which includes different sets. So I'm not going to go into that. We'll just move on to the Excel sheet first. So here's the Excel sheet for the data, and there were some empty spaces here, so I just filled in some values just to cover so that it doesn't has an empty space in the graph that I will plot. So these are like this data set corresponds to the time the airlines were delayed. So for instance, if there are negative entries as per the instructions in the data set, if there are negative entries, that means the flight was delayed by this much time. And no, if there are negative entries, that means the flight came early, and if there are positive entries, that means the flight was delayed by a certain amount of time that is being shown. For example, if it's 6.9, that means it's 6 minutes and something, and so forth, so on. These are the types of airlines that we have, and these are the months in each month. So as a whole, we are not going to go into detail about the data sets and everything. These are just sample data points that we are going to use for data. So what you are going to do is you're going to copy all of this and you're going to shift towards the OriginPro. And I'm just quickly going to move to Origin and we're going to come to this side. I'm just going to delete this one. We are not going to use this one. I'm going to show you from scratch how you can do this. So let's say this is X and these are the Y columns. Now once you have your data set ready in the OriginPro, what you're going to do is select from here, just click, hover your mouse and click here, go to plot and just simply click on heat maps. So there are different kinds of heat maps. So I will show you the types of heat maps. Ones are with the numbers and ones without numbers. That with numbers I mean the labels in the chart, but I can show you how you can do that. Now it is going to prompt you with a setup which says that data layout. You want your Y across columns or X across columns, it depends on you. So for example, for instance, if I want my X across columns, I will just click on X across columns and then it will automatically change my X into columns instead of doing Y into columns. Then you can name them as X title months, Y as airlines, and Z as time into minutes. You can change it to anything you want, but I prefer it depends whether you want it in the legend or not. So I will show you how it works. Just click OK and the graph comes somehow like this. Now since you notice that the data points are on the months are on the right hand side on the y-axis, if you want to change it, you can simply go here, select again, go to plot heat map, and what you have to do is just Y across columns and then click OK. Now the months are going to be at this on the lower axis, x-axis. I'm just going to delete these months. It depends on you whether you want to show that or not. If you want, just drag it down here and put it down over here. Of course, everybody knows that these are the name of the month, but if you want to show them specifically, you can show them. Now one thing that you notice is that our space, the text is going outside the white space, that work area. If you want to move everything within the area, you can do something which I will show you shortly after moving this color bar. So once you click on this color bar, just drag it to its place and bring it more closer. We don't need this one because we know that these are the time scales. We can easily like show the title on the bar, so we don't need that because it takes a lot of space. If you want to show that, you can reduce the size and then show it automatically. Now right click on the empty space, go to fit page to layers. So once you click this one, it will ask you what is the like minimum width that you want across your image. So if across your graph, if it's 2, then it will have like around about 2 centimeters of space on all the 4 sides of the graph. If you click OK, it will somehow show like this. Now this is kind of like a square shape. I don't like it as a square. If I want to make it more more beautiful, if I want to make it more bigger, what I can do is I can just press Ctrl A. In that way you can see that there are like borders shown for the graph. What I can do is I can just simply extend it to the longer side, and it starts to give a much better vibe than it was giving before in a square shape. Now it's like a rectangle shape and looks much better. Again, you're going to do the same thing, fit page to layers, and then this time same, keep it 2, press OK, and everything will come to the within the boundaries. Now, if you want to change your axis, for instance, you don't like it like this, what you can do is simply click on this one. You can change the orientation. You can make them slightly tilted so that they'll give you a different look. Most of the times when you see the graphs, they usually have the axis a little bit tilted at some angle. It gives a much better look to the graph rather than giving the straight look. Also, it reduces the space of the graph, so it's also equally important. Now, if you don't need months, you can just simply delete it and then fit page to layers again, and then here we go. Now, this is the graph. The shape is ready. What you can do is you can also increase the number of the data points that you are showing right now, like the number of points that you are showing on the heat map scale. So once you click here, you will see these options. For instance, so these are like it will increase the major levels 1, and this one decrease the major level 1. For instance, right now we have 6, sorry. Now if you decrease them, it will become 5, and then so forth and so on. The minimum levels are like 2, and then 2 is the minimum level that you can have, the top and the bottom. Now if you want to increase the levels, you can just simply click on these on this box, and it will simply increase the levels. I normally tend to keep the style as Calibri. It gives a good and soft like tone to the graph. I just simply convert everything into Calibri. I used to use Century Gothic before, but I just started to notice that Calibri gives a much better and a softer tone. If you want to increase the size, just simply click here. You can go to the box here and increase the size from here. It depends on you whether you want like a bigger size, like bigger font or not. It depends on you and your like how you want to like balance the graphic in overall in your manuscript or any other presentation. Now let's go towards the color. Now if you double click on this one, it will show a new box which is something like this, and I will just hide this one so that we can easily see what's going on in the levels. So you don't have to worry about anything in this part. There are different options that include spacing, for instance, gap between cells in X direction. If you change this one, apply, and then you see that there are spaces here. If you want to do this one, you will see there will be spaces here. We don't want to do like that. We just learn how we do that, what each of the tabs do, and then we are just going back to our things that we want. Now go to color map. Now here is the place that you are going to change the colors and choose different colors that you want. So if you click on fill, you will have different options. Most commonly, the color options that I use are from the palette, because I don't have to choose any color. I can just simply go here, choose a color that I want, and then simply see how it looks like, because I don't have to choose any like the gradients or all that. So all the color sets are already defined. It actually helps in making the decision much easier. So if you click on apply, you will see that the color starts to come like this. If you don't like it, you can just simply go to fill options, go to fill and change the color and press OK, and then click on apply. Now if you notice that most of the colors are brighter, and if you see the color map, it starts from the lighter to the darker color. That means most of the flights were already like before time. So what you can do is you can also flip the color bar. For example, the palette was starting from the yellow and until the dark blue. You can just simply click flip, press OK, and then click apply. So once you do that, you can see a different kind of like a color. All this is the same palette, but the color scale is reversed. Now if you want to, you can also try different color patterns from here. You can go and try the plasma one, magma, whatever you want. Like if you click on rainbow, I don't know how it looks like, but it gives a feel of a rainbow. So you can just click on magma, press OK, click apply. It changes this color. Now one last thing that I will show you is that how to work on the labels. Now if you go to labels and if you click on enable, then you will start seeing labels within the graph. It depends on you whether you want or not. Since as you can see, the labels as of now have like 5 significant figures. You can simply change them if you want. You can go to numeric format, and if you click on this one, it will actually reduce the number to significant numbers of 4. So right now we have 5. If we click on apply, it will reduce to 4. Now if you click on this again, and if you want to press 2.2, it will click again and make it to much smaller number. You can also change the font if you want. You can change it from Arial to Calibri, click apply, and you can see how it looks like. Once you are done with this one, you can just right click here, copy graph as an image. Once you are done, you have different file options that you have. Image formats includes PNG, EMF, DIB. I have never tried DIB. Most commonly ones are JPEG, PNG, and EMF. I tend to do EMF because it has more high resolution and it's also editable, that I will show in PowerPoint in a while. So copy this, you go to your PowerPoint. Here's my PowerPoint. I'll go here, delete this template, paste it here. Now you can see that this one is the one with the legends, and if you go to the origin back again, click here, and then you can simply remove the labels like this. So once you're done, you can copy graph as an image, copy that, and then go back to the PowerPoint, paste it here, and then what you can do is like just reduce the size so that we can see how it looks like. 5.63. I'm just going to make it a bit more smaller so that I can show you how you can add the headings on the top. So once you're done, you can add a heading here. You can also do in Origin, but I tend to do in PowerPoint because it's much easier and easier to handle. So let's say flight time delays over the year 2022. So let's say I want to use this one. I will go here. I will just calibrate body. Just reduce the size a little bit. Maybe make it bold. Put it here, and it shows something like this. Since this is title, you want to go like all that capital. You don't want to give it much darker color, so let's give a little bit lighter tone. Maybe this one looks nice, and then you can put it here. And then so once you're done, you can see that all the graphs are like easily done and easily like made. You can change the color as you want, and if you see in the full screen, you can see that the plots look really nice and good. If you guys like this video and watched my previous videos, do watch them, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me anytime you want. Till then, take care. Goodbye.